Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here's today's question. Any pointers on furnishing or decorating a smaller office with no windows? What have you found helpful in getting your office decor started? So first, I'm going to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring us. I have learned a ton of decor, decorating, all this stuff from my friend Hillary Holmes at Hilly Tree Design. I will link to her in the comments. She's amazing. She's done both my offices, a few rooms in my house. She always has me pick words, and this is where I'm going to have you start. I promise I'm not just like, woohoo, my friend. She always has me pick words for how I want the space to feel. So as therapists, that's kind of our wheelhouse, right? Like feeling words. So maybe you want your small space to feel cozy and warm and welcoming. Or maybe you want it to feel eclectic and interesting and layered. Or maybe you want it to feel tidy and minimalist and clean. So your space needs to feel like you, and it also needs to feel like it's a fit for your clients, right? So I would start with the feeling words, and kind of like we do with our ideal clients, like, does this copy resonate with my ideal client? Like if I were to vet this through them, would they be like, yeah? Do the same kind of thing, like of these sofas, which one feels the most cozy, warm, and welcoming, or eclectic, interesting, and layered? So yeah, play with it from this space that we're real familiar with around feelings. Now, with regards to it being windowless, I've had a small windowless office in the past, so I feel ya. I've seen large, lighter colored art being hung in a place where a window would have made sense. I've also seen pretty stained glass windows, so like the actual windows, hung on the wall. I had a colleague who had this really cool vintage window, and she placed an image of a beach behind it. This was when I lived in Georgia, not near a beach at all, but there was like this image of a beach, but she had done it in such a way it didn't look cheesy. That has potential to look super cheesy, so proceed with care. That's the one you choose. So yeah, what else? Those are the three things I've seen that I think have looked the best. I love decorating, and I really believe that it can be a part of our branding. It can also set the stage for like professionalism. So almost every single new client who has walked into this office has said, wow, my office looks like I'm successful, which I appreciate. But it was not always like this, and I have had full practices without a wow factor office. So I don't recommend trying for a jaw-dropping office in your first space unless you happen to be wealthy. So good enough is good enough until you can afford it without stress or debt. If you need help clarifying other parts of your practice, because I feel like some of us will hyper-focus on the office because we're sensitive to our spaces. That makes sense. I 100% feel that, obviously. But if you need help clarifying other things like policies, step away from the office and work on these other parts of your practice, please. We have a free training for everybody that's called How to Fill Your Practice Without Being Salesy or Spending Money You Don't Have. That's over at Abundance Party. Oh, www, that has to be in there. abundanceparty.com/fill, F-I-L-L. And then you can make the money to have the jaw-dropping office that you may want for the future. If you have questions for Ask Allison, I'd really love to answer them. Please DM me over on Instagram where I'm abundance_practice_building.